everyone, my name is Elaine, and today I'm going to be talking about everything I feel is wrong with Unison League guild battles. Everything that I can think of, that is. First of all, I find that there is an issue with matchmaking. I think it's gotten a lot better than when I first started playing because the devs have put some effort into making matchmaking a little better. But I found that I often face a lot of the same guilds. I've had days where I've actually fought the same guild twice. More commonly, I'll face the same guild multiple times within a week, at least twice a week. And it's just a little annoying. I want to see what other guilds are out there. I'm tired of playing the same people. I want a little more variance than what the current matchmaking system allows for. I also find that I'm oftentimes faced with guilds that are much stronger or much weaker than me. Like, to the point where I face guilds that maybe have like one player or one lower powered player and we beat them within like 2 or 3 minutes. Or we have guilds with really, really high end players and they crush us within 2 or 3 minutes. And that kind of bothers me. I want to see a little more effort put into the matchmaking so that the matches are a little fair. I know it's kind of hard, especially with S, because there is a huge range of gear scores and different types of players and styles in S-ranked guilds in particular, but I do want to see something put in, maybe like taking the averages of all of the gear scores in the guild and then kind of matching people that way. But I know that can be an issue too because players oftentimes change their builds for guild battle depending on the guild's needs and etc, etc. So I'm not really sure how to solve this problem. I just know that it is one. If you can think of something that makes a little more sense, let me know down below in the comments. I'd love to know what you guys think. If you don't think anything should be done, let me know why. I want to know all that stuff too. When I first started playing Unison League, the crystal didn't have the abilities that it has now. Each time you make it stronger, it unlocks new powers that you can use to help defend it and win the guild battle. And that's kind of a nice change of pace because this didn't exist. It's a new feature and it's kind of exciting and new. But I'm finding that they don't always work. There are several times when I'll be facing a guild and their mirror guard will go off. And then I have some CPU on my team who unleashes one of its moves. And it's not one that's supposed to be able to break through a mirror shield. And it does anyway. And their effect is basically useless. Or I'll have the opposite where I can watch the players as my group is recouping after being grievously wounded. And my mirror shield will go off and then it doesn't affect their team at all. And it really bugs me. I don't know why that happens, but I've noticed that it does, and I think something needs to be done to fix it. Another problem is that it's hard for low-powered guilds to have short guild battles because they can't do a lot of damage to the crystal and win. So they'll be stuck sitting there for like 15 minutes each time they go to guild battle because they just don't have the damage output they need to make the battle shorter. Conversely, it's hard for higher level guilds to survive 1 or 2 rounds because of the damage output that the opposing team does. It's less of an issue now with the newer tankier crystals and the fact that, as I said before, the crystals have certain protective skills that they didn't before, but it's still definitely an issue specifically and especially in extremely high tier S guilds. Guild battles also favor guilds that are online. That's partially because of the fact that you have more players doing their moves faster and more frequently, so there's more damage output, and also because the crystal gains boosts every time you have an active player in the guild showing up to guild battle. And this really bugs me because sometimes people just can't get to guild battle. There's usually at least one battle that people just can't make because they're at work or they're at school or they're sleeping. And then you wind up with this like crap crystal and you're not doing any output and the battle takes forever and then you're constantly losing and it's very, very aggravating. Some people would just say, well, just don't go. But then it makes it harder for you to get that extra gem for going to 10 guild battles a week, which might not sound like a lot to some people, but if you're a free-to-play player, that extra gem can be very, very helpful because especially later in the game, it's really hard to build up gems so you can do spawns and get new gear and get better. I mean, I guess it also makes sense because a team should give a reward for people, going to guild battle, but it's very frustrating when you're in that group where your guild is from very different time zones and you just can't all meet up at the same time. Even with all the changes that have been made, I feel like guild battles still favor the guild with the best monsters because they can just win unison battles and then keep winning. Even though they've changed the rules, they being the Unison League devs, making it so that you have to cycle through all your monsters before you can use it again, I don't feel like this has really helped. Usually guilds with stronger monsters have stronger monsters throughout and just keep winning and then get to the crystal because they have a cheer strat. And I mean, everyone in their Ants Llama has a cheer strat at this point. We'll just keep winning and unisoning to win. Cheer strat to win. Cheer for the win. And it's really, really annoying. Like, I feel like battles should be based more off of a group strategy as a whole, not their monsters. Like, monsters should be a supplement, but guild battles definitely aren't about skill or gear score or countering or strategy as far as the moves are concerned. It's all about the monsters. And maybe some people would disagree with me. Maybe it's different for lower powered guilds, but I'm finding at my tier and S rank guild battles that it's all about the monsters. It's also really hard to counter guilds if your guild classes are unbalanced. And what I mean by that is if you have a guild that's, let's say, predominantly mages and you're facing a guild with even like 1 or 2 lancers, you're basically screwed. Because mages are glass cannons, lancers do extra damage to mages. You get the idea. You really need a balanced guild in order to do well. Sometimes it doesn't matter if your gear score is like ridiculously high and your guild's gear scores as a whole are much higher than the guild you're facing. But for a relatively well-matched guild battle, if your guild has classes that are much weaker or weaker to the classes in the opposing guild, you're basically screwed. And that's really, really annoying. I know you should also strategize, and this ties into the whole need to strategize with guild battles and communicate with your guild. But it's very frustrating to see, especially for free-to-play players who really can't multi-class very effectively, to put all this effort into making a class and then have a guild who maybe also specializes in a specific class or changes their class randomly. I have a guildmate who does that and I adore him, but it happens periodically every few months and then we're all kind of thrown off for a few guild battles. That's a little problematic. To backtrack a little bit, another problem I've noticed is that conversely, monsters will always kill people as soon as they're used, or they'll never kill depending on their class. So for example, my cleric basically does no damage, and then the guild battle goes on, and we're basically in a stalemate with these people that can't kill this tankier person. And then we have archers who do shit tons of damage with their monsters, and it really, really bothers me. Like I said earlier, guild battles seem to be determined a lot by using cheer strategy effectively, having active players, and then having good monsters so you can keep winning unison battles. Having archers use those monsters is very, very helpful. Having probably, I'd say, mages second, and maybe treasure hunters, because they do more damage output than most of the other classes, is also very helpful. Having non-DPS classes throwing these monsters, not so helpful. Even though we have the new added health bar in guild battle, I'm still finding that especially if an archer is facing me or I have an archer on my team, we can one-shot the other guild. And it's really, really, really annoying. There's definitely a lot of balance issues with guild battle with classes as a whole, and I think that a lot more work has to be done in order to balance the game, but I don't ever think it'll be completely balanced or, quote, completely fair. It's just the way things work, unfortunately. But these are definitely some things I've noticed about guild battles that make them a little problematic, and they definitely really bother me. So there's my list. What do you guys think? Did I miss anything? Let me know down below in the comments. I'd love to know what you guys are thinking. If you like what you saw here today, please give me a thumbs up. I always love those. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you know what's up, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys. Thanks everyone for watching this video. Please note that any corrections and or clarifications will be listed down below in the description section. And if you like what you saw here today, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'd always like to know what you guys think down below in the comments. Also, hit that notification bell so you know what's up, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye, guys.